Let's talk about Jennifer Lisette Soto, Stephan Michael Stearns, and Apartment 107, the sinister setting of many crimes against Madeline Sophia Soto. Are Jennifer and Stearns partners in crime, or is Jenn the victim of a dubious man who set his sights on her young daughter, Maddie, from the start? Is Jenn a victim too? A woman who is none the wiser? With so many people pointing fingers at Jenn, she has promptly deleted her Instagram page, but not before a great TikToker was able to grab plenty of screenshots of her photos with Stearns and Maddie.
So her Instagram was public at some point. She just decided to close it, but it's gone now. But at the beginning, she was making posts about Maddie going missing and how she looked. And then she had all these pictures that I just screenshotted once I heard about him taken into custody because of the things that they found on his cell phone.
For a second there, I thought Jenn was holding a sign that proclaimed, "Stearns the best dad ever." When I look closer at the photos of the couple kissing, I see that her sign says, "Best day ever." His says, "Bow chicka wow wow." I can't help but be reminded of the photo of Chris Watts making a biting motion at his wife when I see the way Stearns is pretending to bite the crown of flowers on Jenn's head. Sunday, February 25th, 2024, as the sun went down around 6:23 p.m. on Sunday, February 25th, 2024, Maddie enjoyed the setting sun as her 13th birthday party came to a close at her grandmother's house, and she walked toward the water, flailing pretty blue streamers in the air. At some point likely that night, Maddie was driven home to the infamous condo on Santa Maria Drive in Kissimmee, Florida, about a 20-minute, 7.5-mile drive from her grandmother's home. As the night fell on Florida, was anyone home to greet her, or did she enter the condo alone? Jenn told the media that she was working and couldn't attend the birthday party. What time did Jenn get home that night? Was Stearns already there that evening to greet Maddie? Like Madeline's grandmother told Telemundo 31, the 13-year-old girl was so afraid to sleep alone that she would sleep in bed with her mother or grandmother. Whatever transpired as midnight bled into the dawn, the sunrise over number 107 would reveal that the evil that had been afoot in that dark condo would soon be unfolded to the world. But what exactly happened from Sunday to Monday? Jenn was asked directly by the WFTV reporter, "What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had? You and your daughter?" Jenn answered, we spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working, but she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her goodnight and, yeah, that was it.
She went to school, but that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory, she's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives now have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior now.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working, but she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it.
That was it, Jenn said, period. Like, leave it alone. The story ends there. Was she being intentionally obtuse so she wouldn't trip herself up with lies? Jenn doesn't specify if she spoke with her daughter in person that night or over the phone, FaceTime, or via texts. Perhaps Sunday night really was the last time she spoke with her daughter. But what she would tell police about seeing Maddie getting ready for school at 8 a.m. the next morning seemed to conflict with what Jenn told the press. When speaking with Channel 9, Jenn quickly switched to the topic from Sunday to the next morning, absolving herself of guilt by saying, "I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner." She said that statement so quickly that some people misunderstood her Spanglish cadence, thinking Jenn said, "I was the one who took her to school in the morning." A strange and confusing timeline would emerge regarding the events of February 26th, 2024, the same day that Stearns accidentally performed a factory reset on his phone. But we don't know what time that action occurred. Jennifer Lisette Soto gave Deputy Joseph a verbal and sworn written testimony as to her movements that Monday, which would immediately conflict with the timeline that she gave the media. Let's compare what Jenn and Stearns told police and the media about their actions on Monday versus the timeline police uncovered via interviews and video surveillance retrievals and witness statements. Monday, February 26th, 2024, 7:35 a.m. Sheriff Mina says that video evidence shows Stearns discarding items in a dumpster at the family's Kissimmee apartment complex at 7:35 a.m. on Monday, February 26th. Investigators later found Madeline's backpack inside that dumpster. 8 a.m. At approximately 8 a.m., Jennifer claims she saw Maddie getting dressed for school, presumably in their condo, number 107. At 8:10 a.m., according to the affidavit for arrest warrant for Stearns, Detective Brian Moore states that a license plate reader captured Stearns' vehicle with Florida tag IYLL82 driving away from the school only 10 minutes after Jenn claims she saw her daughter getting dressed for school. How could Stearns have made the nearly 6-mile trip from the condo to Peace United Methodist Church on Town Loop Boulevard in Orlando, or to Hunters Creek Middle School in only 10 minutes? Was Stearns doing a drive-by with Maddie in the car because he knew cameras were capturing him? At 8:19 a.m., according to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, Stearns is seen returning to the Kissimmee apartment complex with Maddie, not alive they believe, in the car. Anywhere from 8:25 a.m. through 8:40 a.m., Stearns claims he dropped Maddie off near Town Loop and Hunters Park Lane and watched Maddie leave his vehicle and walk towards Hunters Creek Middle School. As Stearns was driving away, he claims to have seen Maddie searching through her book bag for headphones. However, investigators would find Maddie's backpack and laptop discarded in a dumpster, likely thrown in there about 1 hour beforehand by Stearns. Was it Stearns' plan to claim that Maddie tossed her own items in a dumpster near their condo in an effort to run away and live in the woods after turning 13? Whatever his sinister plot, Stearns was soon found out. Detective Brian Moore wrote that after an extensive canvass of the area and interviews with the victim's family and friends, he learned it was unusual for the victim to be dropped off down the street from the school and not stay in communication with family and friends. Sometime after 8:40 a.m. or so, Stearns told police he had began heading home when he attempted to stop for a vape juice at a nearby vape shop but determined it was closed, so Stearns went home to Kissimmee. Around 9:30 to 9:40 a.m., Hunters Creek Middle School normally begins classes. Approximately 9:40 a.m., once Stearns was home for about an hour, he went back out to retrieve a vape juice and then run errands, he told investigators. Between 1 p.m. and 2:30 p.m., according to the Kissimmee Police Department, Stearns was seen driving a silver 2010 Lincoln MKZ with Florida tag IYLL82 on Monday, February 26th, between 1 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. and in the area of Highway 192 and Old Hickory Tree, as well as Old Hickory Tree Road and Nolte Road. About 2:30 p.m., Stearns stated he returned home and stayed home at approximately 2:30 p.m. That's 5 hours after he allegedly left home at 9:40 a.m. to get a vape juice and run errands. What on earth was he doing all that time? Kissimmee police believe he was changing that flat tire and likely disposing of Maddie. They wrote on Facebook, during this time frame, it is believed Stearns had a flat tire and might have been seen changing it in this area. If anyone has any video footage or remembers seeing Madeline, Soto, or Stearns, or the silver 2010 Lincoln MKZ with Florida tag IYLL82, please call Crime Line at 1-800-423-TIPS. At around 4 p.m., per Deputy Joseph's report, Jennifer claims she discovered Maddie did not make it to school. At 4:43 p.m., the Orange County Sheriff's Office reports a missing person call coming in from Jenn to report Maddie missing. Jenn claims that she had searched for Maddie prior to calling police, going to her mother's office to see if Maddie had walked there. At 7:48 p.m., Deputy Joseph arrives at the condo to take statements and make his report, which states in part, on February 26, 2024, at approximately 1948 hours, I, Deputy Joseph, responded to Village Park Drive, Orlando, Orange County, Florida, regarding a missing juvenile. While on the scene, the step-parent stated he dropped his daughter off at school, and when the mother went to the school, the daughter was not there. The parents searched within the neighborhood in places where the daughter may have gone. The parents could provide a location where the daughter may have been, but yielded negative results when deputies checked the area. The juvenile was entered into FCIC, NCIC, and Amerisus as missing disabled. By February 28, 2024, the gig was up. Detective Brian Moore observed heinous photos and videos from Stearns' phone, including several different pieces of clothing to include patterned underwear, shirts, blankets, and sheets. Simultaneously, detectives of the Orange County Sheriff's Office were executing a search warrant at Stearns' house on Santa Maria Drive, where the victim and her mother live, and the detectives searching the residence were contacted and confirmed they found the same distinctive clothing both in Stearns' room and the victim's room. As of Saturday, March 30th, 2024, the newest entries in the crime case dockets for Stearns are 3 entries dated March 25th for Notice of Provision of Supplemental Discovery. A Notice of Provision of Supplemental Discovery is a request for additional questions or updated responses to previously answered discovery requests. Supplemental discovery is used to find out what has changed since the initial disclosure to uncover any new information that is crucial to the case. According to the Osceola County Inmate Search, which lists individuals incarcerated in the Osceola County Jail, Stearns was born on April 25, 1986, which means he will soon celebrate his 38th birthday behind bars. Which begs the question in my mind, was this 6'2" tall white male with brown eyes and black hair ever married before? Does Stearns have any biological children of his own? Was Jenn hoping she would be the single woman who would waltz him down the Disney wedding aisle and give him a ready-made family? Was she willing to do anything to satisfy his sick desires? Jennifer was born on March 2, 1988 in New York, according to her state of Florida marriage record from her previous marriage to a man named Stephan. That short-lived 2015 marriage was already in trouble by the following year. Jenn turned 36 years old this year, only one day after Maddie's body was found. Certain folks view her either as a devastated mom who has lost everything, a woman who may have not known anything about the suffering of her teenage daughter, Others are livid that Jenn isn't behind bars with her partner Stearns. One curious salvaged photo shows Jenn and Stearns surrounded by balloons that read, "Happy 35, perhaps taken last year on her 35th birthday." Sadly, videos captured of Maddie from her 12th birthday show the young girl attempted a smile, but it keeps fading. Her pain is palpable. One shudders to think of what she had endured up until that point, with Stearns entering her mother's life in a dating capacity at least since 2018. When Maddie was only 7 years old. Were any suspicions of wrongdoings by Stearns the reason he and Jenn reportedly broke up and got back together over the years? Is this a case of the folly of two people driving them to do unspeakable things to a child? Oftentimes, crime cases feature a madness of two individuals who join together to commit horrid tragedies. Did Stearns at any point unveil his true intentions to Jenn? Or will further investigation reveal that Jenn Soto was oblivious, completely lost in her own haze of depression, over-medication, and a bipolar fog, so much so that she paid no mind to the horrific events happening in her own home? Was she truly blindsided the afternoon that she went to pick up Maddie from school and her daughter was nowhere to be found? Or had she conspired with Stearns to create a thinly veiled timeline that day, one that cops were easily able to refute? If Jenn ever noticed anything amiss with her daughter's condition, did Jenn get Maddie a counselor or any trusted person she could confide in? Or did she bury her head in the sand and hope that she truly had a perfect little family of 3 that she posted photos of on Instagram and not the stuff of horror movies? As the 36-year-old mother of Maddie, did Jenn desire to marry Stearns and give him a baby or babies before her biological clock stopped? Was she so desperate for a nuclear family that she ignored any inklings of things being not quite right in her home? Did she mistake Stearns' attention shed on Maddie as that of an innocent dad type, showing his bonus daughter normal fatherly care? Whatever the motivations and actions of Jenn and Stearns, viewers continue to keep track of this true crime tale in order to witness if Jenn will eventually be arrested for anything in coming days or weeks, be it an accessory after the fact or something else. Or will we learn that Stearns truly acted alone in his devious ways? How much longer will it take detectives to uncover the roots of this horrific crime, and will Stearns ever be charged for her demise? Is the investigation taking this much time because cops are uncovering an additional responsible party to charge? Or many more perpetrators who belong behind bars with Stearns? As usual, we wait and pray fervently for justice for Maddie. Ezekiel 16:44, because you did not remember the days of your youth, but enraged me with all these things, I will surely bring your deeds down upon your own head, declares the Lord God. Have you not committed this lewdness on top of all your other abominations?